All right, Charlie King here, and we're talking about the chipping with Tiger. I've got my lead instructor, Rob Bowser, and so there was the initial chip back at the Hero World Challenge Tigers tournament in December, and then they're going to show the replay. And you're not going to see, I guess, the point that I want to look at, but as we come in, we're coming in nice and slow. And a lot of shaft lean. I mean, Tiger's got, he's hitting up. He doesn't have a whole lot of green to work with. He's got an elevated shot that he's hitting to. And the Bermuda grass is growing against him. And so he comes in here and right there, hold it, right there he hits behind it. So he's hitting about an inch or two behind this shot. And so when I see a good player do that, to me, one of the things that's happening is that he's leaning the shaft to hit it solid, but his brain is saying, I've got to get this thing up in the air. And so good players aren't going to flip scoop it, but sometimes they, what I call body scoop it. So I think his right shoulder dropped a little bit too much right there, and off we go. So talk about your thoughts on that, Rob.
Yeah, so, just kind of the facts as I see it, he's chipping into the grain, which reduces kind of the margin of error. And he comes in with the face too square and too much forward shaft lean, and what I might argue is arms that are too stretched out. Mm-hmm. Now, in my mind, Tiger's hit enough chips, and he, on an unconscious level, knows where the bottom of the arc is. There should be some type of counterbalancing going on where he brushes the turf the way he wants to. And, to see him stick two shots like that make me question, is there something deeper going on here? Is he thinking about the wrong stuff, or?
Yeah, and we're going to keep an eye on it. I mean, so here's his first shot. So let's go on to the finish of that one. And so he hit behind this one. The ball rolls back, and let's look at the second shot. So all that, what you see after impact there, that's the reaction of a good player, knowing he stubbed it. So here we go. And then he hit 6 inches behind that one, it appeared.
It wasn't even close.
I mean, it wasn't even close. So then now here's his third shot at it. And he...
Still the same technique. I mean, he still stuck it in the ground there.
Yeah,
he still took a
similar technique. And again, I would contend that right side, right shoulder was just that 1 inch higher as he got to impact. And so to me, what a body scoop and a good player would be that working under it. And it's not going to be so noticeable that you see it exactly. But again, how many times does a good player, in this case a great player, who in his career has been a great chipper and pitcher of the ball, how many times, if he's just making a practice swing, brushing the grass, how many times is he going to hit behind it? And the answer is 0.
Yeah.
He does not hit behind it. He doesn't miss his spot. So the situation, like I say, the situation was the lofted, he's got to get it up in the air, and the lie must not have been, again, the grass is growing against him. He could feel it. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting that this was his reaction this time. Now, let's take us now.
Look how bent back. This is a good one he hit. I'm still, his right wrist it's so bent back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the interesting thing, not to keep
right, and so when that happens, so back to the point about the forward shaft lean, there's such a thing as too much.
Yeah.
And so on that shot, if he had allowed that club head to catch the handle a little bit and more of what we would call a cut lob shot, mm-hmm. then the leading edge, even if he did hit a little behind, it wouldn't have stuck in the ground. The back edge, the bounce, would have glided through. And this video is going to be, below it's going to be Rob's article on this topic. And, and so you'll see there's some pictures down at the bottom that kind of represent the whole thing about the leading edge and bounce.
So they didn't see it, but initially when I watched this and you got the close-up, you can see right here where he took his practice swings. And you can see that his practice swings are brushy and in front of the ball.
Yeah.
And then he goes to hit it, and it's like this. It's just totally different than what happened on any of those rehearsals.
So that's where you start thinking about, now this is where it's not the mechanics of golf. This
Right
is
on.
where it's
Right
the unconscious, subconscious that the player is then dealing with. And that's why, in that situation, why is Tiger feeling the need to help that ball? Instead of, using the swing. And again, we're not saying we 100% know the answer. I'd love to ask Tiger, and again, the tough thing about talking to a player is sometimes you get the honest answer, sometimes you get the ego answer of what guards the ego. So it's hard to say. But in my experience, all these years of teaching, when I see a good player do that's the body scoop. That's the, I'm leaning the shaft so much that something's got to get this ball up in the air, and so my right side kind of works under it to help it up. So let's go to the next video. So this is the video of Tiger.
Yes.
Well, we say yesterday. This is the first round of the Waste Management 2015. Depends on when you end up watching this video. But so he decides to go with
I don't know, but something with.
It was a hybrid, right? I mean, I
thought it was an iron. He said a metal, but if you watch it, because I watched it several times. I mean, that looks like an iron.
Yeah, okay. So it looks like maybe he was bumping a 5-iron or bumping a 6-iron or something like that, and he just felt like he wanted to kind of get it on the ground rolling, and again misjudged it, which is. I mean, let's just say it's the rust. We'll call it the rust of early in the year.
That's just
not very good.
That's just for me. I've never seen Tiger hit that shot, and I can't see the lie unless he has some really squirrely lie. But that's an old man shot.
Yeah.
There's too much luck involved in that shot. If you have a good lie, you got to deal with the bounces and the slopes and how the grass is going to affect it.
So I guess kind of what Rob and I are saying is we're keeping an eye on Tiger to say is it nerves now? I mean, has he hit enough mediocre to bad shots that it started to get in his head? And it's just something, I don't know the answer yet. So here's on the next hole, pretty basic shot for Tiger, and he knocks it, 10 feet by, just something that we just never saw him do in the past. And, so that one's just, again, kind of a head scratcher. Looks like his technique was pretty good, but he kind of, that's normal though. We've got video of him hitting that shot.
Where the face is turned in a little bit.
Club head stays outside the hands.
And the face isn't open.
Yeah. So then let's watch it come forward from there. Yeah, that's pretty standard. And then the handle goes left, and he hit, ball goes up in the air, but again, that's pretty good technique, misjudged. So again, early in the season, we're putting a little asterisk next to. We're keeping an eye on it. And so Tiger misses this putt, so now he's 2 over. Again, depends on when you watch this video. This was the first round of that Waste Management, the Phoenix tournament. And so he hits driver right, and then he hits a 5-iron up near the green. So go ahead and let's kind of go faster through there. So he hits he hit an iron. I shouldn't say a 5-iron. And so it came up just a little bit short. In the past, what typically would be pretty basic, and he flubs it and comes up short. And again, I mean, it just. That right side's working excessively under on that shot, so I'm just again intrigued to keep an eye on it.
For a player like Tiger, that shot to me, someone of that caliber, an uphill kind of pitch. I mean, a decent lie, you can see the ball. I mean, I'm just shocked he hit this shot. Whether it's nerves or rust or...
Well, again...
I can't believe it's rust. I mean, he's practicing like crazy.
He's practicing like crazy, but he hasn't been in competition very much. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of golfers are enjoying it because he is showing himself to be very human. But I'm just very interested to kind of watch. As I said, we're watching this year to see... Does this trend continue? We kind of saw it a little bit last year. Obviously, he got injured. We didn't see him very much. He comes back to his own tournament in December. He has that I mean, that kind of meltdown on that one hole that we just looked at. Then he starts the year and right off the bat has all these chip shots that he doesn't chip very well. And and so anyway, we're keeping an eye on it. You know, so again, you've got this video. There's a video that just shows those shots back in December, and then Rob's article. So enjoy. Tell us your comments. You know, what are your thoughts as you watch this, and we'll talk to you soon.